Hello, I'm Kyle Bradshaw from Chaparral Motorsports, and today I would like to introduce to you the full lineup of Motoz tires for dual sport or adventure motorcycle riding. Here in front of me we have the progression of hardcore dual sport tires from Motoz. This here is the Desert HT. It's more of a 90-10, 90% dirt, 10% street. This here is the Tractionator Adventure tire. This is more of the 80-20, 80% dirt, 20% street. And then this is the new Motoz GPS tire. This is going to be a true 50-50 tire that we're coining the Hide Now Killer. Now the Desert HT was the first tire they brought to the market with a very hard 100% natural rubber compound. This 950 Super Enduro behind me eats tires. I can't get a TKC 80 to last more than say 2,000 miles. But when I put a set of these Desert HTs on this 950 Super Enduro, I could travel almost 4,000 miles on a set of these tires, and they hook up in the dirt even better than a TKC 80. This Desert HT was developed for hardcore rally and enduro riders. That way they can put one set of tires on their bike and complete the whole race or event without doing a tire change. Having a tire compound with extreme longevity such as that lended this tire to great street manners as well. You can absolutely carve canyons on these tires and then hit the most gnarliest single track, and these tires are not going to disappoint. As the popularity of the Desert HT grew, we were stretching these on to bikes such as the 950, the 990, and then when the 1190 was released, we tried to squeeze them onto that bike as well. And that, my friends, is when the Tractionator Adventure tire was born. It was intended for the big 950, 990, and 1190 motorcycles. Once that market proved itself, the Tractionator Adventure tire was then made for the new liquid-cooled BMWs and the 1290 Super Adventure motorcycles. This is an absolutely fantastic tire. This has now become my favorite adventure tire. If you take a look at our specific video on this tire, I kind of dig into those details. But on my 950 Super Enduro here, I've got over 5,000 miles on a set of these adventure tires, and they perform flawlessly. Once these Tractionator Adventure tires proved themselves in the marketplace, a whole new group of people asked for a tire from Motoz. That was the big BMW and the big KTM riders. Those riders wanted a tire that would give them extreme longevity as far as mileage goes, but would also allow them to have great traction on the pavement. And that is when the Motoz GPS tire was born. The Motoz GPS tire, depending on the motorcycle it's on and the way the bike is loaded and the tire pressure in the tires, can give you a range of somewhere between that 6,000 to 8,000 mile range all the way up to 18,000 miles. We had a customer come in the other day on an R1200 GS oil cooled that had over 18,000 miles on his Motoz GPS tires. Having to run the Hide Now K60 on this 950 Super Enduro as well as my BMW R1200 GS, I can attest that when the weather gets cold or wet, those tires do not stick very well to the pavement. That is not the case with the Motoz tires. These are 100% all natural rubber, and it doesn't matter which set of these tires you're running, you're going to absolutely have amazing traction on both the street and the dirt, regardless of weather conditions. If you're wondering which of these Motoz tire setups is best for your application, you just need to take a look at the type of riding that you're doing. If you're riding mostly hardcore off-road with some connecting roads, this Desert HT will absolutely get you anywhere you need to go. If you're looking for extreme longevity, but you still want to tackle those super tight technical trails, you want the most mileage you can possibly get out of a dual sport or adventure tire, these Tractionator Adventure tires here in front of me are absolutely the ticket. Now, if you travel mostly on paved roads, but you want to have ultimate traction when you do get off the tarmac, these GPS tires from Motoz will get you the most mileage possible and still give you some great traction when you get off road. Now, another interesting thing that you can do is you can mix and match these tires. On my BMW, for example, I just got done running a set of the GPS tires front and rear. They did an amazing job. When aired down, they actually do a good job off-road. But I found times when I wanted a much more aggressive front tire than the GPS. So what I did was I continued to run the GPS in the rear because aired down, I had tons of traction, but swapped out the front to an adventure tire. So that combination gave me the best off-road traction I could get up front with ample traction in the rear. Aired down, this GPS tire hooks up really well, and fully aired up, this front Adventure tire handles just like a street tire. That particular tire combo proved to be my favorite setup for my R1200 GS Adventure. Now for the 950 Super Enduro, I think I'm going to go with the set of the new Adventure 2 fronts and throw on a new Adventure rear, because this tire setup literally has been my favorite Adventure setup for this big beast back behind me. That being said, if I was going to take this out to do LA Barstow to Vegas or some super hardcore ride, I would absolutely not hesitate throwing the Desert HT back onto this motorcycle, as it truly is the most hardcore of all of the Adventure tires offered by Motoz. Up until just recently, the Adventure and the GPS were the only tubeless tires from Motoz. But just recently, Motoz has changed that. They now have a tubeless offering for the big KTM motorcycles. And there you have it, the full lineup. Your 90-10, your 80-20, and your 50-50. If you ride an adventure bike or a dual sport bike, hardcore off-road and road, Motoz is a tire brand I recommend you take a look at. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in your inbox, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Until next time, take care and ride safe.